Hi there Transform fans, this is Skidsmanflap1313 bringing you another video review and this time I've got for you the Transformers Prime Voyager class Megatron from Wave 1 of the RID wave of Transformer Prime figures. So this figure is very good. To be honest, there's not a lot to flaw. There's a few minor things, but they're minor. In his, I'm going to say Cybertronian jet mode, you can see, you know, it looks like a jet. It looks like it is in the cartoon. Accurate with the head being here. You can see there's the head. There's a cannon up here. It doesn't have to be up there. You can just remove it by taking it off the peg there. The peg is there. I mean, it doesn't have to be on there, but you can remove that for transformation. Let's just put that off to the side. A few flaws maybe is that the grey on here, and it's coming out on the film, okay. So the grey on here is more of a browny grey than this really silver grey. And I like what they've done as well. The brush strokes or the moulding on it has actually allowed like lines to be formed on it, so it looks really metally. Metally, okay, we'll go with metally. You can see the purple running through the whole figure, you know, through the wings, this little translucent piece, front bit here, even the Decepticon symbol is purple as well, which is ideal. I like the front, a little bit hollow, but then again, that's what it looked like in the animated series. You have these things here, which will be his shoulder pads. I don't 100% remember if these are part of the vehicle mode in what's it called in the actual cartoon, so that's a little bit, and also it does take away from the aerodynamics of this whole plane thing. The bottom's pretty secure. I mean, you can see most of the robot just folded up. Wings are nice, they're flat just like the show, they're not thick, they're not too big, so that's fine. You got some nice silver detailing of vents here. The back is pretty clear as well. You can actually see that these would be thrusters if, you know, it was actually to be a proper figure. So that's ideal. So let's move on to the transformation. So first things first is, you probably want to come back around here, is you want to grab the wings and just give them a wiggle and a pull up, and they'll just unclip from the peg there. There's a hole underneath. Just do that on both things. You can spin them off to the side like so. Next thing then, you want to come to this piece here, and you can see that there's a bit of purple connecting here. Just untab that. It's a sort of a loose connection, but it does the job. So that loosens all of this up, and obviously you can see that's going to be the legs. So moving that away from there. Then you want to just move these shoulder pads down a little bit, and obviously this has started to split. You just want to split this so it sort of goes back and it'll stop itself. Lift them up. Actually, you can fold this purple piece in now. Just fold that to the back. That gives him a little hole there if you wanted to hold anything, or like have something attached to his back. So doing that, then you can come up to here and just move these pieces away from this middle bit. This middle bit just tabs in very loosely onto a small tab. Just lift that up, peg it into place. That's done. Grab the legs here and just rotate them around, and you can see there's a hole there, and well, actually there's no peg, but it does just securely tab into place somehow. I'm not 100% sure where the tab is. Oh, it's there. There's a there's a hole, not this one, but the one inside, and there's a tab there. Not these two, but that one in there. That puts that together. Really nice, smooth hold. Then what you want to do, let me just lift the camera up. So then what you want to do is you want to just push all of this, and you can see that what is happening is actually that Decepticon symbol is being pushed into the chest. Just move, oh god, that did not sound nice. Just move the shoulder pads out of the way just to avoid any clicking and cracking of the figure. Move these bits up, and you know where these are going to go. Just put them in there. So focusing on the legs now, got them in this sort of position. Grab the feet and just push them so they're in opposite positions. and you'll actually get the proper foot. Push the spike in until it stops, rotate that round, then it's on this sort of joint thing here. Just make sure you push it against the thing. You can see how it lines up, and then just push it and it'll all tab in. There's about 2 to 3 tabs in there that will peg it in. Do the same on the other leg, you know, fold that and then rotate that. Make sure the spike goes in, because otherwise it won't go. Actually, I want to try that. Would it tab in? Ah, right, so it will tab in, but there's a gap that will be left on the side, so I would recommend just to poke the spike in and just leave it like that. So Megatron can now stand up slightly. Okay, so So next thing you want to do is you want to grab the arms from this back section, and you can see these sort of cylinders here. You just pull them, or at least pull one at a time, or both of them. They come out, split them, and you can see that they peg together using those two. There's the 2 holes there, the 2 pegs, that's what's held them together. Rotate them out, and you can sort of just push them back for the beginning. Then you can see there's a peg here, a hole here. Just rotate the hands then into those pegs, give them a push, and that will secure the shoulders in place. Do the same on the other side. Rotate these hands around, flick the hands out, rotate this around, flick the hand out, push the shoulder pads down as much as they can go, and try and twist them in on the ball joint to get them a bit more flush on the figure, or pop them off, because obviously that's what all ball joints do, they pop off. So we're getting there now, and then just come to the back, and just to tidy it up, you can either just leave that like that. Basically, that is Megatron in his robot mode. Now, obviously, we're missing one key feature, this thing. Now, each of these things, this is a new sort of device, which all the Voyagers have, is a light-up feature. However, with all of mine, except one, I've removed the batteries, just so there's no acid corrosion or anything like that from the battery, because I don't want it to damage the overall appearance and have to throw this thing away because it's got acid leaking everywhere, or whatever's in the battery. So it's an overall pretty good sculpt. Obviously this is a little bit, you know, it looks as if it is supposed to be, you know, held like that. I don't know whether this bit was here, but obviously you can see that this is his cannon, which is on that arm. And the feature, which is a pretty good feature to be honest, is if you just push the purple thing and hold on to the sides, you will get his sword forming, and it doesn't well, actually, I say it doesn't stay there. You push it out, and obviously you can see this other piece here is folding like that, and that would activate the light and would sort of light up a majority of the sword, but not all of it, which is like the main thing about this, that they don't 100% work. But what you can do if you do want the sword is just easily you know, do that and just push it back, and it'll sort of, if you get it in the right sort of position, there we go, you can have a sword without having to hold it, which is ideal. And I like it when they sort of do that, but it's not really supposed to. It just makes it look a bit better, like especially with these now, there's all these cannons for all of them, and you have to like push the button, and then it gets attached here, but it bulks the arm out too much along the side. You'll see that with the Starscream figure, and quite a lot of the others, to be honest. But you can peg that onto here, and what's quite nice about this is it actually has a sort of dent in the peg, and mostly all the holes have dents in the pegs, so it sort of comforts that, but it doesn't rotate, which is pretty cool. I mean, you can pull it out slightly, I mean literally slightly, and rotate it there, but it's very loose, and you know, just one, not that, you know, but just pegging that in, do fine. And you got Megatron in his robot mode, and I have to say, this figure is amazing. One minor gripe, or gripe, whatever you want to call it, which is easily fixable actually. Everything from the front, I have to say, probably is 100% accurate. When you get to the back, you get these wing things. Easy fix. Fold these out, grab the thing, and just literally pull it off. So all I'm doing is grabbing this. It's a little purple joint there with a little screw. You just give it a wiggle and a pull, they come off. Easy fix. Flatten that out and you have practically a perfect Megatron right there for you to use and play with and pose. And it looks, obviously you've got those bits come in there, but it's not as bad as having these pieces hanging off his back. If you want, you can, you know, have this as a sort of gauntlet thing if you want. And oh, actually, I know what I gotta do. I know. One moment. Okay, so I'm back. Just forgot to grab one thing before actually recording, which is this thing, which kind of looks like, oh god, kind of looks like a spaceship, to be honest, in some respects, if you sort of fly it like that. But as I was saying before about a gauntlet, this is it. So you do that, and just so you know, his arm has got like a hook, so you can easily just attach it to the hook and it'll go through. And there's a little peg there which will go into that hole there. So that's all I'm doing. And he gets this gauntlet thing, which he never had in the series, so it's a bit of a useless accessory, to be honest. And I'd rather have had an actual detachable and attachable sword to come off here, or even a detachable arm, because obviously, spoilers, he does cut it, or not cut, but he takes his arm off to hold a sword. So you can use that. You can put that off to the side. I sort of just like to display it sort of just like that, just putting it on the ground like that, and this thing just goes in my stack of weapons for them to hold. But to be honest, guys, that is basically it. You know, you've got Megatron there. One thing that is quite annoying about this sword, though, to be honest, is that because of the sword is in the way, it sort of gets in the way of the articulation, especially turning his arm to sort of pose it if you were to do that sort of a pose, but have it more straight on. Obviously it works like that, and it looks a bit more like a crossbow than anything, like, you know. And with mine, the legs seem to be a bit loose. Very loose. 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 But, you know, he's pretty cool, to be honest. I like him. He's displayed like this mostly in my collection. He looks quite menacing as well. His head sculpt is quite funny, to be honest. Obviously, looking at it on camera, it doesn't look that bad, but in person, you can see teeth, and it looks like he's sort of smiling. And it's actually coming better on the camera. You can actually see purple light piping. I think it is light piping, or is it not? Oh, it is. Yeah, there's light. There's, but they're not like working. But there we go. And it's got all this translucent purple plastic on the side, which is pretty cool as well, and comes into the feature of, you know, the lighting up and all that. But it doesn't really work, which is a shame, to be honest, because it would have been nice to have a light up feature on the figure. But there we go, guys. So there we go. So I will leave it to it. I will see you in the next video, which will be coming up on Wednesday, which is a Walking Dead figure. So enjoy that, and I will see you next Saturday for more Transformer videos. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more of these and other related videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!